Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to whip out the pastel gel polishes and we're going to do this design right here. I was so excited. Usually when I'm excited, I like to show you guys the nails right at the start of the video rather than making you guys wait right till the end. So here are the gel polishes that we're using today. We've got a yellow called Light Born. The other one's called Pink with Benefits. We've also got a white and a blue. The blue is called Euphoria and the white is called Loyal. I believe most of these colours are Madame Glam's fairly recent kind of collections. And I kind of gather that by knowing when you pick it up, I can feel that it's pretty heavy. That means I haven't used it as much, which means they're fairly new because you all know me, I am always using my gels from Madame Glam. So if there's gels that are pretty full, then that means they're fairly new to my collection. So we're going to use them up today. So it's a very, very pastel-y nail art design. It's definitely kind of with the thought of Easter and spring approaching very quickly. And it's time to whip out the bright colours now, the pastels, the everything. And I'm literally so excited because literally my go-to colours. I love pastel-y colours. I love bright colours. I just love colour. And definitely like autumn time is definitely not a me season. I do not like the oranges and everything, so we're finally approaching the time that I love so much, so I can't wait to get creative this year. I'm so excited. I'm just so ready to get going with the summer set. Imagine guys, like all the palm tree nail designs coming up. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. All the holidays coming up for everybody. So fun. So when it comes to our background coloured nails, we've got one full white, one yellow, two blue, and now I'm working on a three-way ombre. So I'm ombreing the yellow at the top, the blue in the middle, and then the pink at the bottom. I'll do my first layer and then I will go ahead and pop it into the lamp, and then I'll do another layer off camera. And once that's done, I will come back and then we can crack on with the rest of the nail art design. I'm so sorry guys if you just saw, or well not saw, heard some WhatsApp noises. That was me. I bet all of you guys were checking your phones right now. So sorry, that was me. So now it's time for the nail art. So we're going to kind of intertwine between a couple of different colours. I'm trying to be as efficient as I can. So I'm trying to, whilst I've got my brush dipped in yellow, to kind of do as many of the yellow bits as I possibly can right now. So on the blue nail, I'm going to do, I believe, possibly 4 lines, and I'm leaving a fairly big gap in between because we have to leave enough space for a pink layer as well, and then leave a gap for the blue to stay where it is. The white nail ended up having 1 line, but I'll just add another line in just a second, but we're almost doing it diagonally the opposite way to the blue. And again, we're leaving a gap because we want to place another 2 colours in there and also leave the white to kind of peep through as well. So now we're on to the blue. The white nail's got another 2 layers, and you don't want to put them too close to one another. You kind of want to leave that gap so you can actually see in between each colour. And here I'm just going to wipe my brush, and then lastly we're going to go with the pink. And we're going to just pop it in between the layers on that white nail, and we're going to actually place a bit of a thicker line on the blue. So we've got actually quite a lot of space here, so I felt like I wanted to thicken up the pink line. Here I'm just kind of checking and seeing how thick of a line I want to do, and we're going for it. So my original prototype, if you will, that I showed you guys at the start, if you notice, this nail actually had a white background, and then you had kind of the white coming through in between each layer, and I had the blue, the white, the pink and the yellow. But later on in the video, we're going to matte top coat this nail and also do some kind of 3D embossed flowers. And the flowers were white, we had the white background, little bits and bobs kind of coming through, and it was just too much white. So I thought when I film, we're going to fix up the nail design and we're going to do a full blue nail and then the white flowers on top only. So that's why we've kind of had to switch it up a little bit. I do definitely think it looks way better this way than it did the first time around. So here I'm just finishing up with the colours. As you can see, the pink is so opaque that you probably could just get away with not doing another coat. I don't even think I did, to be honest with you. At this stage, everything is cured and it's time for our crystals, because the rest of the design is going to be completed after the matte top coat is done, as we're going to do those 3D kind of like embossed, I think is the word, embossed, flowers on top. It's a similar method as when you do your sweater nails for Christmas. So right down the center of our ombre nail, I've already came very prepared as you saw, and I've already got my crystal placement ready to go. Just place it down. So I've got a fairly big AB crystal at the top, followed by this humongous kind of like a It's not really a teardroplet. I'm not very good at crystal names, but it's fairly big. I got actually this big one from AliExpress, I think, or even Shein. I have noticed that sometimes whenever things are popular, it does like appear on Shein. So I want to say I've seen this on Shein, but either or, both places I'm sure sell it, so definitely check it out. So this is the top part, and then we've got a couple of more flowers to place. And obviously, since I've got a pastel theme going on, I've got pastel-y looking flowers, and since we're also going to, of course, later on do these flowers, I thought it was the perfect time to whip out these charmy looking flowers and include them. I feel like everybody has this in their collection, and there was a very long period of time where I never used them. I just didn't know how to use them in a way. I don't know, I just really struggled to include them. Sometimes, it's so funny now, to be honest, looking back. Sometimes I find myself doing that with a lot of things where I'm just stuck and I just don't know where to put it, how to put it in a set, you know. And then one day it just clicks, I just do something, and from then onwards, I just crack on, and I always use them, and I just kind of get it suddenly. Let me know if you get the same thing, or is it just a me thing? Sometimes maybe it's just the feeling of being too overwhelmed with the amount of charms I've got that I just kind of struggle to put things together. So now that that's cured, put in place, I don't know if you can see, but I have added some caviar beads in there as well. I just did that off camera real quick and placed the caviar beads in the center of the flower as well. And now it's time to top coat. So we're going to matte top coat these. I'm using my Madam Glam Velvet Matte Top Coat. Of course, I'm trying to be as careful as I possibly can be around the crystals and the flowers, because you don't want to matte them, you want them glossy, and you want only the background to be matte. And now to finish off the rest of the nails, I'm just going to pop the matte top coat on the rest of them too. So we don't actually have any glitter today, which is a little nice change. We often have glitter, so not today. The rest of it is all going to be just on top. Make sure you have your clear acrylic at hand, because the rest of the design can only happen if you've got your clear acrylic. Alternatively, if you don't like that kind of look, since we've got a matte background, if you've got yourself some nail art gels which cure tack free on top of anything, then you can always just do a glossy look on top of the matte background rather than doing it like a 3D clear acrylic method. So now on this blue nail, you want to pop a white dot, and then using a dotting tool, so all flowers going forwards now are basically going to be like a dotting tool flower method, and it's super beginner friendly. It's very, very easy. As long as you've got yourself some dotting tool, then you're good to go. So I'm just placing a couple of white dots, then just doing a pink around, and I'm going to try and intertwine the pink and yellow flowers as much as I can. I am placing those flowers quite large, like the flowers are quite large, so I didn't actually have that much space to not pop the pink flowers too close to one another. It was a bit of a struggle, so I just came to terms with the fact that there will be just a couple of pink flowers next to each other, and it just is what it is. But I'm trying to kind of switch them out so that they're not that close to one another, but as you can see, it's a little bit impossible if you've only got two colors, so it's gonna have to do. I will be recreating this on shorter nails. I don't know if I'm going to record it or not. I will definitely do a quick short of it, like on my hand, like as a press-on nail set, but I'm not too sure if I'll record it. So once I upload maybe the short, if you want to let me know in the comments if you want to see it or not, but it'll be basically a replica of this design, just switching up a thing or two, of course making it a bit more small nail friendly and everything like that. I have sometimes considered recreating some of my designs on shorter nails to kind of guide you guys and show you guys how to do it, because I feel like sometimes it's a bit difficult to envision these kind of nails on shorter and you just maybe don't know where to start. But let me know if that is something you're interested in or not. It might have just been a random thought of mine that isn't actually going to be helpful to anybody. So let me know. So here I'm just finishing up with the nail slowly. I'm on the last, I believe, flower. And then this is the part where you want to take your clear acrylics. So mine's from Glitter Bells today. And I'm going to use a swatch stick. It makes life so much easier to scoop it up and apply. So obviously it's not just for clear acrylic. If you've got yourself some fine glitter or anything that you need to sprinkle on top of something, then get a swatch stick. It really, really changes the game. It really makes life so much easier. So just sprinkle until the gel polish no longer becomes wet. Like you can see it kind of like soaking in. So the moment it stops soaking in and it just stays dry is when you want to pop it into the lamp, and I like to double cure it in there. And now we're on to our next nails. So just a little disclaimer, the yellow nail that we've had in the background, that basically happened, like we did the same thing on that nail too, just switched up the colors. So we did a blue and a pink flower on top of the yellow background. I just did that off camera. It's identical to what we just basically did. So I thought I'll cut it out and just not include it in the video. And now onto this white nail. I am doing a free flower little design right at the top there only, top left hand side mainly. I'm trying to keep it. And it's just 3 different flowers just next to one another. So here it's much easier to not pop the same color next to each other, which was really, really nice. And I'm also switching out the center of the flower to, I don't know, whichever color I felt like picking up. As long as it's not the same color as the petals, you're good to go. So I am just basically going to keep it there, I think. I just added an extra couple of pink dots, I think it is. Yeah, just a couple of pink dots I just felt like there was some little gaps and I just wanted to cover that up. And again, just get yourself some clear acrylic, sprinkle it on, pop into the lamp, and we're on our last nail now. So on the last nail, it's going to be the white flowers. This one I did ever so slightly differently, and I did it quite largely too. So I've placed down in the center of the flower, and now using my larger dotting tool, I am going around quite far away from the dots and trying to do like the perfect circle, but I really did not make a perfect circle. As you can see at the bottom, the circles are much closer to the center than they are at the top, so that was a bit of a mistake. Maybe it's worth doing the outer circles first and then maybe the inner once, so you can actually place the dot in the center. But once you've got your dots, you just want to get yourself a nail art brush and then just start dragging the dots to the center, but you don't want to touch the center, just drag it down there and then kind of thicken it. So you want it thick at the top, thin at the bottom. I like to just drag a line down the center and then put my brush on the left hand side of the dots, drag it down, and the same thing on the right. So that way I'm almost like connecting the sides of the dot that I created to the line that I just created. If that makes sense. Hope it does. Hopefully the video kind of explains a little bit better when you're looking at it of what I'm exactly doing. But once you've got your first flower done, I feel like I wanted one more. So I've placed one below it, but not a full flower, just half a flower. So I'm popping the center of the flower basically very closely to the first one I did. So at this stage you can just pick whichever corner or wherever you want to pop it really. If you want it at the top or at the bottom, depending on where you've placed your first flower down and where, if any space you really have, then you can pop another one. And I'm just repeating the exact same process here again. And then once I'm happy, for the last time now, you just want to sprinkle on some clear acrylic, pop into the lamp for a double cure, and then I'll be able to show you guys the final results. I'll make sure to have as many discount codes in the description as possible for you guys, so definitely check it out. I also have a link in there for a website called Quidco, which is a cashback website if you use my link, and get yourself basically £15 for free after you get yourself the first £5 cashback. So definitely check it out. And here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.